Hi, I'm Ryan, psychiatric provider and the owner of Birdsong Psychiatry and Wellness. Today, we're going to break down anxiety, not just what it feels like, but why it happens in the body and the brain. When you understand the biology behind anxiety, the experience becomes less mysterious, less overwhelming, and a lot more manageable. So, what is anxiety really? Anxiety is a normal human response designed to protect you. It's your body's built in alarm system, thoughtful and helpful in the right moments, but really uncomfortable when it activates too often. Anxiety really becomes a problem not because the system is broken, but because it becomes overactive. When your brain senses danger, whether it's a real threat or just a stressful threat, it flips into a state of increased alertness. This activates a network of brain regions and body systems that prepare you to fight, flee, or freeze. The important thing is this: your brain reacts the same way to a thought as it does to an actual threat. And really, when we think about the brain regions behind the anxiety, we can break this down really simply. The amygdala, which is your alarm system, the amygdala is a tiny structure deep inside the brain that detects danger. It doesn't reason, it doesn't analyze. Its job is to fire quickly, fast enough to protect you before you even think. When anxiety spikes, your amygdala is essentially shouting, something might be wrong. Pay attention. And it really puts you on high alert. The prefrontal cortex is the rational thinker and the contrarian, so to speak. This part of the brain helps you plan, problem solve, regulate emotions, and slow down impulse reactions. When anxiety is too high, the amygdala becomes loud and the prefrontal cortex becomes quiet. This is why anxiety can make it hard to think clearly, make decisions, and feel grounded. And then the hippocampus is the memory center. The hippocampus stores emotional memories. If you've experienced stress or trauma, the hippocampus learns to pair these certain situations or even sensations with the alarm system. This is why environment, smells, or experiences can suddenly trigger anxiety without any warning. And then we have the HPA axis, which is basically the stress hormone loop. It entails your hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and the adrenal glands, which create a feedback loop. And that's why it's called the HPA axis. This system releases cortisol, the body's stress hormone. When activated repeatedly, the system becomes more sensitive, meaning anxiety can rise more quickly and linger. So, what really happens in the body when after we just got done talking about the brain? When anxiety activates your fight or flight system, the body shifts quickly. It increases your heart rate, your body pumps blood to muscles so you can respond to danger. Breathing becomes faster or shallower. Your system is trying to bring more oxygen into your tissues, but this can cause a shortness of breath, chest tightness or dizziness, muscle tension. You may feel your shoulders tighten, clenched jaw, physical restlessness, and maybe some nausea, stomach discomfort. The digestive system slows because your energy is routed elsewhere. This is why anxiety often leads to stomach or nausea issues. And then you could also have sweating, shakiness, or tingling, all normal biological reactions to heightened alertness. Nothing in this process is your fault. Your body is simply doing what it was designed to do, protect you. But we think about, why does anxiety, what does it become overwhelming? Anxiety becomes problematic when the system activates too often, too intensely, or without real danger. If this can happen because of genetics, some people are just born with more sensitive alarm systems. It could be chronic stress. Long term emotional strain trains the brain to stay alert. Past traumas, the brain learns to anticipate danger, even in safe situations. Could be from thought patterns, worry, rumination, or catastrophic thinking can repeatedly trigger the alarm system, even when nothing external is wrong. Could be lifestyle factors, poor sleep, caffeine, hormonal changes, or illness can all amplify the anxiety cycle. The good news is that the brain is plastic. It can change, adapt, and rewire with the right tools called neuroplasticity. So, how can we calm the anxiety state? Here are some simple evidence based tools that help regulate the anxiety circuit. Slow, controlled breathing, especially extending the exhale. This activates the parasympathetic calming system. Also, grounding techniques. Bring your brain out from the future threat mode into the present moment. CBT reframing can be helpful. Challenge catastrophic or unhelpful thoughts, which reduce amygdala activation. And then brain based techniques. Progressive muscle relaxation, stretching, or pacing, walking can calm the nervous system. Sometimes just structure, sleep, or routine. The regulation builds resilience in the brain. And then finally, sometimes professional support. For persistent anxiety, connecting with a mental health provider can be transformative. Anxiety isn't a personal weakness, it's a biological survival system that sometimes works a little too hard. By understanding how your brain and body function, you gain the power to respond with clarity, compassion, and control. If you'd like more videos on anxiety, CBT, rumination, or emotional regulation, be sure to subscribe. If you're seeking support through medication management or psychiatric care, I'd be honored to help you through Birdsong Psychiatry and Wellness. Our link is in the bio. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in our next video.